And welcome back to the Thursdays Are the Best Days podcast, episode 319, 319, 3 times 3 times 1 is 9. If you take 3 and a 1, you put it next to each other, it's 8. And then 8 is the number that comes before 9.
Oh,
Also
okay.
it makes like a B.
You
And a
went
B
in
is
a
like,
completely different direction than I thought.
a B is just like a letter version of an 8.
You know, in a different world, this could be the B&B podcast.
A 4 is just an A with a little stumpy leg.
Mm-hmm.
1 is I or L, depending on the font.
True.
But yeah, hi Bruno.
Hi, Nick.
Man, what it's a good week.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe not for all of us.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for the Olympics.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good time.
I
I do enjoy winter, I think, more than summer.
I would assume the winter has some sports that you like.
Yeah.
I assume there's a possibility your dad might be really into the Olympics. Not maybe the Olympics, but just into something to watch, and you by proximity
Yep.
watch some stuff because you're doing things around with him, and he's like,
Smacked it on the head.
"Man, look at this," and you're like, "What are you watching?" And he's like, I don't know, cycling. I don't know, whatever."
Yep. Yep. Yeah, you got it.
So again, I assume by proximity. I didn't take you as an Olympic watcher. I did like a proximity one.
Uh-huh. That sounds about right.
Man, I I would. Do you watch any of the shooting events?
I have in the past. I haven't seen any this year yet, no.
Yo, you see the fucking crazy ass Korean girl with like the blicky glasses?
Yeah, you know who came second?
Who?
Grandpa just that showed up for the day. Hold on, let me get it.
Is it the turkey guy that showed up and just like had a pistol and he got like
Yeah,
third?
that he was second.
um, I I think just because they set records, it tends to be certain sports get showcases certain years because of like records and stuff. So I like not that people don't care about shooting, but just the girl breaking like the 25-meter, which is a far shot. I think it was 25 meters. That is a far shot for pistols. Let me tell you.
Air pistols, by the way.
Well, yeah.
So this is the
Um,
comparison. I think that's gold and silver.
Dude looked like they screen printed that shirt for him. It just said turkey.
It's like, hey, we got one of these lying around. Put it on. Go.
Dude doesn't even have like. Sometimes you would expect the shooters to have like the blacked out glasses.
Yeah, no.
Bro just showed up, just like, I'm an Olympian now. Bah, bah,
He
bah.
walked up and someone handed him that and said, "Okay, your turn."
I think the hand in the pocket is like definitely the most nonchalant. Like that's what makes the
So
pictures.
I think that they're not allowed to use two hands. And I think that that's the compromise of if you don't use two hands, this is the best thing to do.
Just adds
Because
a
Reddit
casual.
Reddit was arguing the fuck about it in the comments of these pictures.
Were they?
Yeah.
Did she have her hands in the pocket?
Yep.
Oh, I've only ever seen like they only
I
do like the
think.
way. Okay.
Yeah.
I I do wonder, like, I wonder how much how much is like an Olympic air pistol? Olympic air pistol.
Probably a
Guys,
lot of money.
well, come on.
I got one in stock for at $1,700 at least.
I mean,
Like that's bare minimum.
I mean,
Yeah, but this like looks the part.
I mean, is it like that's not horrible?
No, but it's an air pistol.
Yeah, but it's a competition air pistol.
Fair.
I don't know. You still get to shoot shit.
You
Just because
do.
it's not. I mean, come on. What's the difference between my 22 pistol and this? Really? Like a couple. I mean, not. It makes a little bit more of a bang. That's about
It,
it.
it might not even.
Like now
Yeah,
we're getting
no.
to like our people all up until like the late teens, early 2020s. People said I want fast cars. Then they got fast cars and they were quiet. And people are like, I want loud cars. Everyone wanted a fast car till it was quiet.
Um. So do you know Conan's egg?
No.
Okay. Uh, what country? What country does that? Sweden. All right. Some dude in Sweden said, "You know what? Cars aren't fast enough. Fuck it. I'm gonna make my own." All right.
Crazy. Can I say crazy in today's world to say cars aren't fast enough? I think we're starting to
So,
quite literally hit the like laws of physics and like friction is really limiting more cars than like whatever. Yes.
so he's like, "Hey, you know what else is wrong with cars? The really fast ones. They only got 2 seats. That's a problem."
Weight and yeah,
So he
yeah.
said, "All right, I'm gonna make the Koenigsegg Gemera. All right,
This is going a direction I don't know how to anticipate.
4-seater car with luggage space. All right, he's gonna make 300 of them." And at first he was like, "Okay, we got this really really fancy 3-cylinder engine. It's gonna make like 700 horsepower. You can have that. Also hybrid with some fucking stupid front wheel electric motor, all right?"
Where what is each cylinder doing like
No,
200
yeah,
horse?
no, stupid, okay? But we know most of you aren't going to like that. That's not Koenigsegg. So we're going to have an option. It's about $400,000. Oh, speaking of those motors, they're called dark matter for the front wheel motors. We're going to have an option. It's about 400 grand, gets you a V8, all right? Well, apparently the 3-cylinder was not good enough for almost everybody. So they decided, we're fuck that, we're only going to do V8s. With the V8 engine and the electric assist dark matter engines, it's going to provide 2,300 horsepower.
I, I
Also known as about double anything.
what? I think there's a lot with that sentence I have questions about, but
Okay?
like
Like, what do we.
how?
I don't know. A shoehorn. A big one.
Like okay, hear me out. But how? Or better yet,
Also, it looks half decent.
is there a picture of this? So am I
Yeah,
mixing?
I'll get you one.
Like, what are you? How are the again? I think we've gotten cars really fast. I think the issue is the whole like physics of friction. Like, what is his tires made of glue? Like, they need to like. I don't know how. Is it gonna be like a car that just like spins so fast that like it skates across the ground because the wheels are just like.
Yeah, I don't know,
Is it
man.
heavy?
Uh,
It has again. I don't understand the physics behind
Probably.
it.
Hello, where's my photo? Do you see the picture? Okay, there
Yes.
it is. It took like a solid 30 seconds for that to show up. So you get one door, but it's really fucking big. All right?
So you have to climb.
But the door does this fancy car door thing where it tilts 90 degrees up and it's like completely out of the way. Here, new photo coming in.
Yeah. Is it about? Oh, okay. That's not the direction I thought it was going, but okay.
You can fit 4 suitcases in it with 4 people. Let me
Are
go
there
back.
like are there videos of this car putting 2300 horsepower onto the road?
I'm not sure. I'll show you guys that picture once it loads in Discord because Discord's being a piece of junk today.
I guess I'm being hypercritical. I just think they said a lot of words and I don't know how they make sense.
Where was the specs? Let's get to the tech specs. It's a 5-liter twin turbo V8 that makes 1500 horsepower, which is a lot.
Yeah.
In-house designed dark matter motor, producing 800 horsepower. That's like stupid too, by the way.
Now hear me out. They just threw words in there to sound cool. What's a dark matter motor?
That's the name for their motor.
Yeah,
They
but like
literally made a motor and said, I'm going to call this dark matter.
this is the shit that's gonna confuse you future generations when they're doing archaeologists on our shit. Like, oh man, this car had a dark matter motor. It's like they figured out
It
the technology.
apparently the motor runs on 6-phase power, so that's cool. Don't know how the fuck they do that.
But what's 6-phase power?
So like
I know 3-phase, but what? Do they just double it and give it to the next one? Like
so
what?
your house is 1-phase.
I
I
thought
think
houses were
because
2-phase. I thought it was 2 phases because that's why I have two. You can do 240, put them between two 120. Like that's why like the double breakers are going between two 120 uh bars.
nope.
My apartment building was 3-phase.
A residential electric service is 1-phase. It is a single phase. Both line voltages are derived from a single phase of a distribution transformer with a center tapped neutral wire and are 180 degrees out of phase with each other. So
Okay.
that what that means is that I don't fucking know what it means.
They
I'm not an
split.
electrician.
In the wave they split it. That way you can put them
Yeah,
against each other and you can get 240.
I think that it's like if power is constant and they use a transformer to make it AC power, you have 2 phases. No, it's sorry. You have
Eh,
1 phase split in half because you're splitting it with a
Yeah.
squiggle, but the squiggle is reversed of each other. So
Yeah.
like one side of your bar is this is at the top now, and the other side is it's at the bottom just after, or it's at the bottom where the other one's at the top. So they're
Yeah.
doing squiggles on top of each other.
I know my old apartment building was 3-phase, which is
Yeah,
common for high
it's
occupancy
industrial.
building. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got 6 phase for the power for the engine, for the motor.
Again,
Um,
I think that's like making shit up.
a carbon fiber monocoque.
Uh, um, um it has a small cock.
Monocoque.
A mon-
Single, only one.
meh.
I don't know what. Give me weight. How heavy is this thing? Carb weight, 2,022 kilograms, which is how much is that?
That's like an unknown amount of freedom units.
2022. It's 4,400 pounds. I think that's lighter than the new BMW 5 Series.
How many stones is that? What about what is that a lot of stones? Is that 2 stones?
318 of them.
Feels like a lot of stones.
You know,
It's
it
like
is.
that's an okay sized boulder.
So yeah, that's a car. Also, Chevy's off the rocker too, by the way.
I saw a Hummer commercial. It's not Chevy, but I saw like a Hummer commercial in like 2024, so that was kind of crazy.
Um, so you know they made the new Corvette, right?
Yes. I feel like I've heard you
So
guys mention that.
the C8 Corvette, the one that's rear engine, it looks kind of like a Lamborghini, but it's not. It's American.
Yes.
Okay, so they made that, and it was like the best bargain bin sports car that ever existed, basically.
Oh, really?
Because you could buy
I thought
one
that
for
was the
60
Mustang.
grand. Generally speaking, yes, but this is like um
Is the Mustang a muscle car and this is a sports car?
kind of a little bit, yeah. If you just want a car that has power, Mustang absolutely is the cheapest option you can get. If you want like something you could take to the track, Corvette blows it out of the water for sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
Corvette's also a dual clutch transmission, which is a really good automatic. Um so yeah, and they started it at like 60 grand for a base model, which is stupid cheap for what it was. So Corvettes have many different models. There's a Corvette, there's a Z06, which is like the track version, right? Usually that has meant in the past, like you get a wider body, better brakes, all kinds of fancy shit. And then above that is the ZR1, which they just dropped a bunch of specs for. It has 1,064 horsepower.
Okay.
They said in like an interview that it accidentally made 750 horsepower.
Uh, Things like that tend not to be like what some.
Yeah.
That's some dude like trying to squeeze something into the project like last minute. He's like, oh, fick.
No, like they made the engine too good. It
I
was
guess.
crazy. Crazy.
I guess
That's a
I'm gonna talk.
crazy amount of power for a production. It's the most powerful production car ever.
I guess I'm gonna have some Chat GPT questions after this podcast. Like, how many reasonable horsepower can you put into like at some point, like again, you're putting too many horsepower into like the ability to move the vehicle. Like,
Sure, but they make different size tires for a reason.
yeah, I
Um,
get, but like at some point, like
yeah,
yeah, at some
sure.
point it has to be like diminishing return.
Yeah. As soon as you blow the tires off, that's your diminishing return. It's whatever surface you're on. Are you at the drag
Yeah,
strip? Great. They can hold thousands of horsepower.
yeah.
You know, it's where are you, what are you doing kind of thing. Are you on a
Those tires
gravel
also
road?
like catch on fire.
Have 50. Yeah.
They quite literally
So,
just put like Dawn soap on the ground because they like catch on fire.
yeah,
Right?
cars are there's
I thought they like put a little soap on there so that like it because it's too sticky at the beginning of like a drag thing sometimes.
no, so that's a water box. It's just
Okay,
water.
just water.
It's basically to clean the tires and maybe
Okay,
a little bit of preheat.
gotcha.
Just get all the like roadways have a lot of stones. That's what they're made out of, right? You put stones on your tires, that makes your tire not touch the ground. Drag strips have a like huge layer of rubber on them. So it's rubber to rubber, very sticky. They also put sticky shit on the drag strip. They call it prep. So
Gotcha.
the less shit on your tires, the better they're gonna stick.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
So I think cars are having like one last hurrah before stuff gets banned or like artificially banned.
You know, again, like we said we wanted fast cars, but we really just wanted loud cars.
Well, I think both of these are going to be both.
Yeah. But if they couldn't make it faster, they'd probably just make it louder.
Yeah, probably. So yeah,
I found a new
cars.
car that I like.
Yeah, what's that?
Uh, here's just a little posting. I don't know. I saw the it gave me Lada vibes.
Oh,
You know, beautiful car, beautiful car.
I'm just waiting for the image to load.
I know. I'm watching you wait for the image to load.
Ah, there it is. Okay. Let's pick one. Yeah, okay. I see the lot of vibes. Yeah.
I don't know.
I might know someone with a not this, but similar, I guess.
Probably.
I think it was an MG.
I forget where I ran into this thing. I just saw it. I'm like, no, that looks like a little convertible. That looks like a Lada. Made me happy.
I think I know someone that has something like this.
You got a guy? Oh,
Yep,
I
I
like
do
that.
got a guy. Now, I could have like model or year wrong, but
No, I get
I'm
the.
pretty sure it's an MG. I just don't know what kind of thing.
I think to myself that I think I wouldn't buy a car like this, but I enjoy renting a car like this for a weekend and then like doing like the the Finger Lakes in a car like that, just whipping between the wineries.
Mm, yeah, that could be interesting. Yeah,
Um, yeah, again, just waiting for that day a lot to come across my way.
yeah, absolutely. I think you should do it.
Um, okay, what? Trying to think if I got off track on the Olympic stuff, but trying to think if I had any other sports I wanted to bring up. One, bro, I fucking always enjoyed table tennis. Today was a crazy ass match.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, because it was like the number one Chinese guy was like losing to like just a random ass white Swedish dude, and like the place was erupting, and
I
it just
bet
like
it
all over
was.
and it's all over like just table tennis, and there's like guys going like, oh my god. So that was fun. Uh, the BMX bikes, it's still newer in the Olympics, but I do like the BMX stuff that's now in the Summer Olympics. That's always fun,
It's
or
crazy
not
to think
always.
that like one guy basically brought BMX into the picture and one guy brought skateboarding into the picture.
I
I'm
know.
I'm
I can't
curious
speak.
like what the sports would be like if Matt Hoffman and Tony Hawk didn't exist.
Well, okay, so I did see a Tony Hawk interview. Um, or no, it wasn't a Tony Hawk interview. It was an interview where people who were it was younger people, not really, not that they didn't know who Tony Hawk was, but I guess they didn't understand the real
I
significance of
We're
Tony Hawk.
getting past that point. Yeah.
And it was like no, I think it was probably I think a podcast is the best way to. It was some sort of clip thing. It was like
Sure.
I think someone said, "Man, I never understood the hype of Tony Hawk. I'm looking at some of the tricks he did, and it just don't seem that great." And then the guy like went in to explain. He's like, "You don't understand that he just didn't do. He wasn't a guy that did these tricks. He was a guy that said, "Hey guys, you can do tricks like these, and it can be cool." Like it was. I think people don't understand that he wasn't just a. I think people or younger people that don't know Tony Hawk thinks, "Oh, he was just a great skater." But in reality, he wasn't. He was a good skater. Don't get me wrong. Like, good
He
skater.
was a great skater, but on top of that, he introduced skateboarding to the great tricks that he was doing.
Right. Like he invented the idea of like tricks, and he could do them, and he was good at them.
Yeah.
But like he
Yeah.
kind of like pioneered, hey, you can do like stuff, and like that's his significance is like yeah. Compared to nowadays, like if Tony Hawk grew up nowadays and he was a skater, he'd probably be an average skater. Not
Average among like Olympians,
among the
let's
great,
say.
but like
Yeah.
I don't think he would stick out. Like he would just be that guy that comes, does some tricks that everyone else seems to be able to do, and there'd be some little 18-year-old kid that would like
Sure.
do one extra spin, do one extra flip, and you'd be like, well, he was in competition.
Yeah.
But like it was just interesting, and like you said, like BMX and just like the same, like those sports weren't the guys that pioneered them were both good, but like, and you look back
He
at it now,
he's
people have
like the guy
surpassed
that
them.
said, I'm gonna relate it to motor, like dirt bikes. Okay, he's basically the guy that said, "Hey, I can backflip that," and
Yeah.
then did it,
Oh yeah.
and then said, "Hey, I could do a double," and then did it. Like that's the kind of level of what Tony Hawk is.
Yeah. So I watched that today. The American guy got third. That was sad. Or no, fourth. Just missed out on medal.
That's kind of
Um,
crazy. I would think that we would be better than that.
it was like a Brazilian guy, like an Argentinian guy, and like a French guy. I think were like the top three. Now I
Hmm.
don't know about all sports, but there is a weird bias in sports where like I can speak to swimming entirely. Like the Olympics, America was always very very dominant in swimming, and now we're in a lull right now of talent. But on the flip side of this, all the other countries, these people that are winning, they're like, oh, they attend the University of Stanford. Oh, they go
Yeah,
to
they're in
they
America training.
all the best swimmers all swim here through like college and stuff, and like we
Yeah,
train them, and they just go home and like it's we still produce all the best swimmers. It's just sometimes they're not our nationality.
yeah.
So it could be one of those things where those guys are competing here with BMX, but they just go claim, oh, I'm whatever, and
Sure, it could be.
easier to qualify.
Yeah,
No, they're good. Don't get me wrong, but like you're not going to pick the country that's harder to qualify to the Olympics for. Maybe some people. Saw trap shooting today too. It was a short stint of this. That's that's the intense like Olympic level like pa pa.
yep,
Um,
sure is. I feel like that's a sport that looks easy too.
yeah, it's definitely not one of those things that I would want to do my first time in front of a group of people.
Mm,
Like I think someone said they do like an IT event where it was like trap shooting, and I'm like, I've never done it, and I don't think
yeah,
like the first time I'd want to do it is like at an event where everyone's like doing. Like I feel like I'd want to go with like one or two guys that know it and can
yeah.
like hold me to like
Mm-hmm.
okay, like stop looking down there. You're gonna look right here for 10 seconds, and then it's gonna show up and you're gonna shoot it. Like
Yeah. It's it's an interesting thing. You kind of got to do it by feel a little bit, which is nothing else in shooting is by feel.
yeah, it's just again something I would probably try one day. I just wouldn't want to
Yeah.
do it in a crowded environment. Um, yeah, I just basically got the Olympic stream up on my desk all day. My phone battery dies so quickly, just 8 hours of stream.
I bet.
Um,
My phone battery has been doing good. I got an update and it got like really good.
oh, my phone battery is good. Again, it's just the days that like I have
Oh,
like a
yeah.
like
8 hours
from
of screen on time is insane.
yeah, like it's. I normally throw it on the charger just because I'm like, well, I don't need my battery to be like 10% at the end.
Yeah.
So, uh, yeah, that was that. What's what's harder than being a homeowner?
You know, owning two.
Oh, because you have
So
double the trash, double
I'm
the.
oh, that would be simple, Nick.
I'm just double the garbage. You have to clean. You have to like
So I'm
fall.
taking care of my grandmother's house basically,
Yes.
right? Which it's like half hours.
Yeah.
Um so the other day my aunt was like, "Hey, did you leave any water running over there?" And I walked over to try and figure out what the hell was going on, and there's like a river running across the driveway. So,
Boy.
that's what we call not good.
No, typically water is never a good sign on any occasion.
No. So turns out there's an issue, of course. And there's water coming from where the well feeds the house, like before the
No.
pressure tank.
Okay.
Because, like, we turned the supply to the house off and the
To
well was
prevent
on.
water issues.
Well, after this got discovered,
Oh, okay.
we turned the supply to the house off and the well is still running, pumping gallons and gallons a minute somewhere.
So somewhere.
So, after some exploration, it turns out it's also like fucking you walk into the basement and there's water pouring in the clean out of the chimney.
That's not good.
So like not good. Um Turns out about 2 inches behind the block wall of the basement there's like a crack or a hole or whatever the hell you want to call it in the pipe feeding the house. And
Sick.
there's like 1 inch diameter pipe.
Sick. That's a lot.
Just
That's a pretty thick pipe.
yeah. So we broke out a block to try and get a better idea and figure that out. So
So now you have to repair the block.
I will. I don't. I got a plumber coming tomorrow. This is past me. I don't have the
What?
stuff. No,
What?
not me. I don't
What?
have the stuff to cut the pipe in a small hole. I don't feel like dealing with it.
What?
Not me.
This is Phone It In Bruno. I've never met this man before.
You
I did.
know,
You didn't want a tile. I remember that one.
I don't tile, and
You didn't do
I just
flooring?
don't.
Didn't
No,
you
I
get
didn't
new
do.
like carpet?
I did get new flooring, but I didn't do it because it was a lot of flooring. I didn't want to do that much flooring.
Was there something about the baseboards with that too, or am I making that up?
Yep, there was. So it's a floating floor and needs trim around the baseboards. I
Yes.
didn't do that either.
Okay.
Almost did it, didn't.
Man, this is the rare Phone It In Bruno. Okay.
Yeah, no, it doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't.
Like you could name some pretty big projects that I have done myself.
I You did the bathroom except the tile.
The whole bathroom remodel but tile. I put in a new hot water heater
Yeah, with it being a gas one too, which
with it
is
being gas, and I switched from tank to tankless. So
yes.
that also added complications.
I will give you the driveway part. That's just not like I don't
Driveway
know
is
where you
just
get. I
unfeasible.
don't know where you get tons of hot asphalt. Like I'll give you that one. That's more of a supply issue than
It's
a
a
skill.
supply and way too many pieces of machinery.
Yeah.
Um,
Now
I
sealing the driveway in the future, I could see you sealing it.
I can't tell you the last time I've called an electrician, like ever.
Sir,
And
I feel like
I've done a good amount of that, like my
yeah,
shed.
I feel like there was one reason you called one before, but I can't remember what. Or you asked advice. Maybe you just asked advice for something.
Maybe.
Didn't or is it the electrician that gave you the hammer drill?
No,
Okay.
that was my bucket guy.
Okay.
That's the
Uh,
good guy. The guy that has a lot. My bucket guy's not my bucket guy anymore though. He doesn't have
you don't
pickle
got
buckets.
buckets?
No, no more bucket, and I need some.
Oh, you want to do roof shit?
No, but that's a lot of shit, man.
um, Forgot.
I
Why'd you have
guess
to do something on your roof?
I needed a new roof.
Was that recent?
Yeah.
Okay. You got a roof and a driveway in the same year?
No, but close.
Okay. Within 12 months of each other?
Probably.
Okay.
Maybe not though. I get on my roof frequently. Like, it's not like I'm not on the roof. I've been on my roof many times.
Oh, I thought you didn't like go on the back half of it because you were like,
I
oh, it's
don't
a
I don't
big.
like it. That doesn't mean I don't do it.
Okay. So I was like, oh man, Nick, it's a big drop because it's
It's
a
like a
hill.
25-foot drop. Yeah.
Yeah, huh? You have gutters. You can hold on to them.
They got covers on them. I didn't do that either. That was the some of the best money we've ever spent, Nick. Don't give me that.
I always hear that they just are worthless.
They are not worthless.
Well, they just like cover. They don't like prevent the. They just like cover. They get like.
Those gutter covers prevented me from going on the roof so many times and so long because I don't have to pull trees out of my gutters every year. It's an insane difference.
But
Crazy difference.
don't they just get clogged because they
A
like.
little bit, but not any. Like, if I go up, I blow off my roof because in the valleys of the roof, leaves collect,
Yeah,
which eventually turn to dirt and shit, which is not
yeah.
good. So I blow that off, and as I do that, I take one pass with a leaf blower over the gutters instead of getting on my hands and knees and scooping dirt and trees out of them. It's a big difference.
Yep.
Big
I'll take
difference.
your word for it. Um,
I think I got a new. That looks. That's old roof in 21. Oh, that is old and new roof in 21. Okay, so driveway wasn't a year. It was more than 12 months.
okay. It's the only real project. Yeah. Now it's time to flip the grandma's house. You're gonna do a full reno of it.
No, I think we might be selling it.
Full reno.
No, no, no. It's hard enough just to empty it, Nick. I don't need a full reno on my
But
plate.
now you're gonna have neighbors that might pull in the driveway late at night. How are you gonna
They
handle
have
that?
their own driveway.
Yeah, but you're gonna distort the light, and your turrets are gonna start activating. Like that's a whole new like defense system you're gonna have to think about.
You know,
What if the
maybe it
Amazon
is.
van has to go down their driveway as well?
You know, it's half my aunt's driveway. That's fine. Let them go down there.
I think this is a dangerous proposition
No,
to
it's fine. It's perfectly fine.
you say it's fine, and Eric and I have seen you like here in cam like look up when you saw someone
It's
drive
because I
by.
got a window right there.
I know
I
that's one
peek my
word,
head over the monitor.
bro. A little gopher goes across that thing, fucking blam. I expect halfway through the podcast my ears get blasted out as you fucking send her with your 22 Magnum.
Stupid groundhog.
So I learned some. Speaking of house stuff, I like learned something.
Yeah, what's up?
So I think I've showed you. Remember how I have like two closets, like this closet, and then
You probably have told me about this, but I just didn't.
like on this wall is two separate individual like personal closets.
Yeah.
Well, this one over here, uh, um, wait, this doesn't have a light in here. Oh,
Okay. Yep. I got a little bit.
so apparently this was the old. I just learned this today on like Reddit. Apparently this was like the fancy closet
Oh.
because this
Oh,
this
is it
was
the cedar?
yeah this is like where
Uh
they put
huh.
all the good clothes because they specifically lined this closet with cedar. I
Yep.
always wondered why they like did it with one closet, but apparently this must have been like the nice closet.
It provides the use. It's like equivalent to using a shit ton of mothballs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's just the gun closet.
Fair. You know, they get treated nice.
Yeah, gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get a gun safe. Probably gonna get one off of Tractor Supply.
They're heavy.
Yeah, it's gonna sit in my garage.
You gonna go with a dial or a button pad?
Bro, don't want a fucking button pad.
You don't want it?
No.
I support that. I'm with you.
Actually, I lie. I lie. The one I want to probably get is fucking a a button pad. Sue me. It's the one.
I
It's
mean, I'm
cheap.
sure they're fine, but
Sue me. It's cheap.
yeah.
I wish it was a dial though.
So, fun thing about safe dials, they can be hard as shit to open.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure.
I remember a time. So I have a safe. It's a pretty big. It's not a gun safe, but it's a pretty big safe, right?
Yeah.
I remember that my dad had the combination,
Hmm?
has it written down, has what direction to start it, okay? And no one could open it. It took us so much trial and error to figure out how to open the damn thing. It was ridiculous. That's a cat.
Cat.
Meow.
We got cat cast. $400. 20 long guns. I know it's probably like a BS. I'm probably sure that like by 20 they actually mean I can get like 10 real guns in there.
Oh yeah,
But
no, they're 20. It sounds like a lot. It is not a large thing.
it should be enough for like it should be enough for my stuff to a
Sure.
degree of like I'm
Yeah.
not trying like they'll get crammed in there and they'll get crammed in there. They don't need to I don't need
I
like
feel like you could divide by half and be comfortable.
yeah.
I think you could get 10 in there.
And I don't even have 10. So it's
Yeah.
and most of my shit is like the small 22 stuff. Like it's even small by like long rifle standards. So like I'm
Yeah.
not um but yeah. In case of any future kids, I just need to get one.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
No blickies lying around.
You know?
Um but yeah, I have that one tractor supply co. Ooh, shit, I remember I wanted to talk about the Olympics. Okay, Bruno. Athlete.
Yeah.
They're sponsored by things and stuff.
Are you going to the gymnastics person?
That's sponsored by cheese.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was hoping to get you on that one.
Big Parma.
Bro, out of all the things you could be sponsored with in life, just being like sponsored by like apparently yeah, like they
So
just say
like
take
apparently
pictures with our cheese.
there's only like one place that can sell Parmigiano Reggiano. Like that's a location based cheese.
Yeah.
And she's doing the splits on 4 gigantic wheels of the cheese.
Just like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I you know, I whatever sells.
You know? It was a I was like, "Hey, that's kind of funny and cool advertising. Good for you."
You know?
You know?
Tried
Yeah.
all this stuff. I got this stuff and apparently you've seen it all. I was trying to surprise you, but
I've seen a thing or two on the internet, okay?
I thought you didn't do Reddit anymore.
Not as much, and not on my phone. That doesn't
Not
mean
as
I
much.
don't do Reddit.
Doesn't mean do you just catch up at night?
Yep. Never on my phone. My phone does not, except for like questions. Like if I go to Google, I still pull Reddit at the end of it a lot. But I don't have a Reddit app on my phone.
You know, that okay. Another fucking Olympic thing I hope you didn't see. The freaking North Koreans and South Koreans taking a selfie together. Did you see that one? Did you see that picture?
Nope, didn't see that one. You got me on that
Oh,
one.
okay, haha, look at that one. Thing Bruno didn't see tonight. Weird.
That's, all right.
I forget what event it was. Oh no, it's pretty obvious what event it was. What's an event that China, Korea, and both Koreas would probably be good at, and it wasn't StarCraft.
I don't know.
Table
I don't.
tennis.
Okay, that would have been my first guess, I guess, but no, okay.
You know, like the women's are. I think it's the men. They have a lot of medals too, but like the women's archery, like Korea has like 8 gold medals in a row.
Wow, that's kind of
Like
impressive.
like Koreans are just like super good at archery.
Huh?
Um,
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Also, I think I did know it before, but in like fencing, apparently they just make both guys like electrically charged. They just like
Oh,
drop a wire to them,
fun.
and then when you touch them, that's like how they
Oh,
determine
to
who's
like
been attacked.
register the hits, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
I feel like it's one of those things that every 4 years I'm like, what's going on here? And then I like remember.
Oh yeah, they basically electrocute them, but not really.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, how's your book? Are you done?
I was just thinking about that. I am not done. Um, how far in am I? I'm pretty far. 82%. I probably could have been done, but I didn't. I'm not done.
Yeah.
Uh, good book. Slow start for me. I don't know if it was a me thing or a book thing, but the start was very it was tough for me to get through, and I think it was more me than it was the book. I think the
Okay.
like start up get back into the book section of it just
It's been a
didn't
while since
pull me.
you've read anything.
No, I've read things. I think it was just I don't know. Sometimes I get like weird with books that I just don't feel like reading and stare at a page for hours and don't
Yeah.
read it. But no, it's good. Um, I got that like you ever get that like end of book dread of like ah shit it's gonna stop and I'm gonna have to wait again.
Um, I don't get it when I don't get it when the series has more books coming out. I get it when a series is done.
Hmm. I get it when I don't have more books to read. Like if I'm
I can
starting something and have 10 of them, I don't get any of them. Until I get to like book 8 or 9 and they're like shit, I only got like 2 left. I think
I
it's a
can
proportion to how many I have.
I can live with it as long as I know I will have more books eventually to read.
Yeah, okay.
There's a
There's definitely more books to read, but I don't have them.
I have over my life waited for a lot of like
Sure.
it in a typical book series, I expect to wait for the next book. Very rarely
Yeah.
do I start many book series and have like the entirety of it done.
Yeah.
Like I think I have one in the current series I'm reading. It's one series, but it's not even trilogies. This one's like a the first section of the story took place in like one span of time, and that was a trilogy. I think this one is taking part in another span of time, and I think 4 books in total. I think it was supposed to be originally be a short story plus a trilogy, but they turned into a full book, so it's 4 books. And then I know the series isn't gonna get picked up for like another 4 or 5 years, do like the next trilogy or whatever.
Hmm.
But like I'm pretty fine with that, and because he's gonna work on his other series, which 4 books are done, and the 5th book's gonna finish the first section of the story, and it's gonna set up for the next 5 books, and that'll be the conclusion of the story. So like, it's just very much a
So
thing
like
of
I don't
like,
even have to wait that long. I, we're talking under a year. I
yeah,
gotta wait. Like I think that at this point probably the next book is written or just about written. It's like the process after that. So I don't even have to
even
wait that long and I still get it.
I don't, I didn't, I mean, I wasn't alive for this, but like even The uh, what year did this come out? Like my dad with the Wheel of Time, like the first book was published in 1990, and then like the last book was published in like 2013 or something like that. So like 23 years between first book and last book? No. Wheel of Time, is that 1997? 1990 was the first book, 2013 was the last book. So it's like 23 years between start and finish.
God, no. No, no. Okay. Like this is the 11th book in the series, He Who Fights with Monsters. Because that's the first time we're saying the name of the book we're talking about. If you missed an episode, you probably have no idea what the hell we're talking about. Um I think he started in 2021, which is not that long ago.
Yeah. This was 1990, 1990, 1991, 1992, 1993, 1994, 1996, 1998, 2000, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2009, 2010, 2013. I mean,
First book is March 21.
March 21.
Was the first. So,
You know,
oh,
this you,
I had a list somewhere. I found it. So, the first I have a list of like how long it took between books. It was 2 months, 3 months, and all these have some change of days. But 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 7. And then this one, I never got the exact date for this one, but
um
hmm.
see, you just need to start 5 to 7 series, and then every time you finish one book, one of the other series probably put out another book, and then you just constantly rotate through the series.
So that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
But I haven't gotten to the point where I'm filled yet,
Add more series.
and that's what's happening. This is a catch up though, so we're
Yeah.
catching up.
Add more series until
But
you have
that's
too many
definitely what's
books.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This current author I'm reading, he has a good backlog. It's gonna take me a couple years to catch up at my audiobook pace.
This does have audiobooks if you're ever interested in trying.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not trying to push you, but just it's an option.
No, I
It's
don't.
out there.
I don't. It's I like different things. Like, cause then I only want to listen to the audiobooks in the car. I struggle to listen to audiobooks anywhere else.
Yeah.
So I need trips that aren't like work trips to listen to an audiobook, but then they're far and few between of like reasonable amount of time to listen to like I'm not gonna listen to an audiobook for like 5 minutes. So it needs to be like a reasonable length car ride, but then Madeline can't be in the car ride with me. So if it's a reasonable
No,
length car ride that like Madeline can't be with me,
I,
it starts to
I'm,
like go down where
I'm
like that
following.
doesn't fit many things. My
And I think
current
this is like a 40-hour audiobook, maybe. Is that short or long?
seems a little long for how long I think those books are, but maybe
This is more like a real book. This is like a long one. Let me see if I can find out.
seems a little long.
Sorry, a little long. 28, 29.
Okay.
4 minutes short of 29.
Seem that that's a little bit more in the park that I would assume.
I was guessing a little bit.
No, you're good. 40 is like
That's probably a really long book.
uh, that's like the Wheel of Time, that's the Stormlight Archive. Those are those length books, and I'm not thinking that's not it, but if like those are books. Those are like
Yeah.
the last
Well, like I I think I compared this before, and it's like if I compare this to a light novel, like an anime source material book,
Hmm.
it's like 3 to 4 of them
Yeah.
to one. So
No, it's probably like a. I think
actually, it might be more.
they tend to
I think
consider
this
those
one
like
was more.
epics, like a fantasy epic. Like if it was like a
Yeah,
true like it would be like a fantasy epic because it's
I
not.
think that I could find that written somewhere probably on this page that I'm looking at.
After a certain page count, books start becoming books and they become epic. Um,
But no, it's good.
good.
Uh, it's it's a book that posed a lot of questions and not a lot of answers yet. But I'm not at the end, so I don't know. A lot of questions.
Question, man. Uh, did I talk about GeoGuessr last week?
I don't think so. I think that happened in between.
So I don't know if you've been watching Northern play GeoGuessr.
One or two, not. I don't think all of them.
Whatever video I'm currently on was like, I'm trying to figure out what they call it. It's like heating up or like we've been studying him and Justin doing duels, and
Yeah,
it's
I think
like
I might have watched some of that one actually.
it's getting crazy how good they are at knowing the random ass facts about GeoGuessr.
And I
That
think
like,
that at the rank that they're at, because this is a ranked thing,
yeah.
you have to.
Oh, you have to. It's just like, oh, vertical rails with tape and mirrors. We're in New Guinea. We're in New Guinea.
Yeah. Or like, oh, there's a police car following us. That's this country.
Skyrift. We're in these two countries.
That's yep. Or
The dirt.
like
Look at the dirt. Is it red? Is it
the dirt
is
being red. Surprisingly, it means I think Brazil.
blue license plate on a work van? That's Italy. I'm not.
Or like if you have rails and mirrors, that's one thing. If it's no mirrors, that's another thing. If there's tape on the bars, it's another thing. If the bars are a certain direction, it's another thing.
No, don't get me wrong. I think this is. I do enjoy this, and I think it's like an evolution of GeoGuessr. But part of me is really sad the fact that I don't think we're ever gonna get.
I
Um,
wish there weren't the tells.
I don't think we're ever gonna get Northern Lion and Jason. Jason.
No, Sinvicta.
Invicta. Um, uh, playing GeoGuessr again in the same realm as like they did
No.
because it's not about playing Geo. It's not about where am I. It's all about like what what clues tell me where I'm at.
Yeah.
And like maybe Sinvicta and him would play again, but Northern Lion would now be like, Sinvicta, you're dumb. You don't understand that the sky rift in this direction when you face upwards is fucking this country.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh man, I saw like a Pepsi and it looked kind of weird, so I went South America." So I'm glad we have a backlog of those ones, but it's kind of sad that we're never gonna get like an old school like pure guessing based on random ass fact type thing.
Yeah. Apparently, some of these videos started. I think that started 7 years ago.
Yeah, a lot of those shit was like
That's
that's
crazy.
bad. That's bad, Mike Northern Lion.
That's like mediocre, Mike.
I don't know. I went
Because
back
there
and
was there was bad Mike in the past.
I'm on like I'm on Slay the Spire 360 something just to go back and watch some of like the mid ascension stuff.
Yeah,
And that's like not great, Mike.
exactly. Before that was bad Mike. But that was also like when he was doing face cam all the time. He like there was a he went through stages. He started and did face cam a lot in the beginning, or at like 11 years the beginning, and then he went no face cam, and then he brought it back.
You know, I will say you should watch the you after they got out of the first stage of the chain together, they did get a lot better.
Maybe. I think I had a hard time watching any of that game after playing it though.
I don't know. It was good it was good rambling after a while.
Yeah. But like
Uh,
it's like watching him play Factorio. I just can't do it. I don't know.
they I will say they
They were
got pretty.
they they were the closest Factorio that I could have watched cuz they went so far in the bad direction it was funny.
I will say it they got pretty good at it and wasn't bad. I watched the whole thing, all the hours of it. It wasn't bad.
Yeah. Have you ever watched any of the Northernlion Factorio videos?
I didn't even know he played it.
Oh my, you should try it sometime.
You know, I honestly have never watched. I no, I shouldn't say I ever. I watched Good and whoever was playing play some Factorio. I said, "Huh, that looks kind of fun." I think I said to you, "Hey, have you ever seen this game Factorio? I still don't know how to say it." You said, it wasn't that great. I haven't. I played it a little bit." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I kept watching him play it, and then I bought it, and I said, "Hey, do you want to mess with this game a little bit just to see if it was still bad?" And you were like, I feel like you were like, I'll humor Nick with this, and then like
Oh, and
4 a.m.
absolutely. Yeah.
4 a.m. hit, and you were like, okay, I'm gonna get off, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get off, and then like 3 hours later, you're like, I'm gonna get off, and double the base.
Like, okay. I purchased this game August 27th, 2015.
Yes,
That's a long time ago.
but yeah,
That was a completely different game at the time. And I don't know what it was. By the way, I purchased the Transport Belt Repairman membership.
oh, whatever that is.
Yeah. So, and this was when they weren't on Steam. It was strictly on the website. Did you
Ah,
do you remember what did you buy it on Steam? I
I
think.
bought it on Steam, but I did
Yeah.
the same thing for that was like RimWorld. That was my RimWorld. I bought
Yeah.
that one on their website, and they would like email you sketchy ass emails with like Dropbox links to like, or it
Oh,
was
they
even
had a
Dropbox.
website, but yeah.
It no, they had a website. It's just the downloads were all hosted on some like file host site because
Mhm.
having a file server to download multiple gigs across the world wasn't in their budget at the time, so they like hosted it on something. It was some weird website.
Yeah. So, I loved watching it was the thing. And I had people that I watched. Oh, who even was that? I don't even remember who it was anymore that I watched.
Again, I watched just a little bit of it. I'm like, it'd be fun to try.
Who did I watch?
Cause yeah,
Steve Joe. That's who I watched. I
Steve
couldn't
Joe.
even. Yeah, I don't think I could tell you how many hours of Factorio I've watched.
Oh,
Like huge number. And then we played it, and then I realized what it was. It was cocaine. That's what it was.
yeah, but you know, on the anyways, you got anything else for this best day?
Nope. Other than the fact that the reason for the name of the podcast came up today.
The blessed sheet of
I
divine.
pulled it out. I pulled out the sheet today.
Even though the most ironic part about that was that Thursday was not even labeled as the best day.
I didn't even look at it, to be honest with you.
I'm pretty sure the ironic part is that Thursday wasn't the best day, but I kept saying Thursday was the best day because like I think Dit had like 10 minutes available.
No, Thursday's pretty much the best day.
I thought it was Wednesday or Tuesday that was like
Wednesday's
absolute.
terrible.
Was it Tuesday? Was oh I thought one of them was like had
Tuesday's
some.
not great. Monday Monday we had one no. Thursday we had one no. and Sunday we had one no.
Sunday was Dit, probably.
No, it was Eric. Eric's only day was Friday and Saturday that he could be around.
Because he used to work night shift.
That's right.
You remember how
God,
little Eric used to be around?
Yes, I do.
That just hit me with a whole wave of like when we go up there, I'm gonna be like, Eric, we were just looking at the spreadsheet. You used to never be around Discord. Not that he was never, but it would always be like, oh man, guys, it's 7 o'clock. Man, gotta go in. Fuck, man.
So this is crazy. I'm looking at this. There's apparently I labeled this in hours of people being able to be together.
Yeah.
Monday, 1 hour. Tuesday, 1 hour. Monday, one person said no. Tuesday, two people said no. Wednesday, three people said no, and we had 1 hour. Thursday, one no, 1 hour. Friday, one no, 3 hours. Saturday, two no's, 5 hours. And Sunday, one no, but 0 hours. You always had somebody fucked up.
Yeah. And I think I might have called it out at the time, but I said, guys, Friday or Saturday don't make sense. Everyone's gonna like always be away doing things on Fridays and
Yeah, no,
Saturdays.
absolutely.
It just I get it, you think you have the most time on those days, but they're just bad. They're like trick days.
It was
But
all terrible. This is why nothing ever happened.
no, we can't say not because of that spreadsheet. Because of that spreadsheet,
True.
we've made 320 jokes about why Thursday. 321 jokes about why Thursday is the best day. So, you know, what more can you say for this one Thursday till the next Thursday? And then that's a new reason why it's the best day, because that's all we have for this week's episode of Thursdays Are the Best Days podcast. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.
See you later.